take a look at playing some melodic style banjo in the key of D. I'm going to give you guys a few practice exercises before we launch into actually playing some tunes in the melodic style in the key of D. If you haven't checked out the lesson on the G melodic study in Études or some of the G melodic tunes, I would start there and kind of work your way up to these exercises here. So again, we're going to be playing melody notes and 16th notes and kind of mirroring the playing of a guitar or a mandolin as opposed to playing slow-moving melody notes with open string drone rolls. We're going to be playing note for note melody lines like a fiddle player or a mandolin player or a guitar player. Just like we did in the G melodic study in Études, we could start by just looking at a simple D major scale in the melodic style. The scale would start here at the open fourth string. The tricky thing is that we have to do just a little bit of single string to play this this simple D melodic scale. So it's barely a combination of single string and melodic, and I just want to demonstrate this for you. We haven't done our deep dive into single string yet, but this amount of single string is covered in the barely single string lesson earlier in the course. So this is going to start with our open fourth string, and then we're going to play the next note of our scale on the second fret for that E. So we have D, E, F sharp. And so we have to do those three notes single string, which is thumb, index, thumb. And from that point on, it's going to be melodic. Shift up here to the 7th fret, and we're going to play the 4th string at the 7th fret to grab that A, and then we're going to play our open 2nd string, and then our middle finger is going to grab this C sharp, and then we're going to have our open 1st string, and then we're going to put our index down for that note. That's going to be the apex of that line. And then we're going to do the same thing coming back down. Once again. I'm not really concerned with you mastering this with the combination of single string and melodic. I'm just hoping to demonstrate this for you because this is how we began the G melodic study exercise. It's a lot easier to play the G melodic study because we don't have to do any single string. We could start with the open string. But here we're having to do a little bit of single string just to demonstrate it. You can try that if you want. I'll give you the fingerings, but don't stress too much about it because this is mostly demonstration. Thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, index, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb. I think I gave that to you right at the end. Yep. And so that's a demonstration. We're going to get to the point where we could play even a longer line. This is just for demonstration purposes. That's playing a D melodic scale going up 2 octaves. Start and finish in single string. We'll get to that point. If you want to try that yourself on your own, the fingerings are in the written materials. But really the way to start practicing D melodic, that's kind of the end game, to be able to do ideas like that. We need to just start with smaller snippets, and we're going to do some exercises that mirror the melodic playing in the key of G. And you're going to find that a lot of these positions are going to be identical to what we learned in the key of G. Because if we start our D melodic scale up the octave and we just go up a 5th, that notion, this thing climbing, that exists as well in our G scale. Those pitches are all in the G major scale, right? The only difference in the set of pitches between the G melodic and the D melodic is going to be the change from a C sharp to a C. In G we have, but in the set of pitches in the D major scale, that C is going to become a C sharp, whereas all the other pitches are going to be the same. So that's the only different note we're using. But we're going to start on the D, and we're going to do two different exercises where we take this idea where we go up a fifth, repeat, and we're going to descend and continue going down stepwise, and then we'll do another exercise where we start here and we'll go up each exercise, and that one's a little bit more difficult because it moves up the neck. So let's start with this first long descending practice etude. This should be very similar to the exercises that you did in the G melodic study. In fact, this first line is verbatim of the line we played when we started on the D in the G melodic. And then we're going to move down stepwise. That one started with the D. The next one's going to be starting with our C sharp. And we're going to put our ring on the third string at the 6th fret and play that same pattern. If I'm moving too quickly for you through this, go check out the G melodic study first, because I really break down what's going on with both the right hand and the left hand fingerings. That one on the C sharp again. Play the next note down the scale, which is B, but we're starting this with our open string. Remember, that's the goal. We're playing this with a combination of open strings and fretted strings. We're going to play. So we're fretting our third string at the 6th fret, as opposed to at the 5th fret where we would have been for the G scale. Instead, we're here. Shift down to our A, playing that with our ring finger. All right, that's starting on our A, and then on our G, we have the same left-hand fingering. And now we're moving down. The next note down is our F sharp. This is at measure 30. And this is getting a little trickier because we have to shift between positions. We have our index playing the F sharp. And then we're going to shift back up here to get our ring on the 7th and our middle on the 6th. All right, one more time. We're going to finish that descending exercise there. That's where that stops, because if we move any further, we're going to have to do single string, right? Because our next lowest note is that E. We'd have two adjacent notes on the same string, and that would mean single string. So we're going to just leave this there. That will be exercise 1 in this lesson. Let's try this with the backing track.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
We don't get much resolution there harmonically, ending there on the F sharp chord. You could hear that the guitar is outlining, is playing the chords that correspond to the diatonic chords of the D scale. So that first one, he's playing a D major. The second chord we're kind of getting that C sharp diminished or A7 sound. And then we have our B minor, A, G, F sharp minor. All right, let's try that with the guitar, at the guitar backing track at the faster tempo.